Hello everybody and welcome to the MBS show reviews. I am James Corck and with me I have my co-presenter Norman Sanzo. Hey Norman.
Hey James. Hey audience. How are you guys doing?
I hope everybody's doing fine because James is going to rant again.
Oh my. I hope it's not about the brony analysts again.
No. Actually, I'm going to slow down on those guys. I have gone way too hard on them on the past, that is true. Although I don't take back anything that I said before, alright? It's like everything that I said, I stand by it. I'm going to rant about people going too crazy with their emotions right after the episode gets released. There is a lot of temptation, and there is a lot of eagerness when they release a new episode of My Little Pony and you jump into it and you start talking about it, reviewing it and saying what you think of it. And you want to get your review the first one out of the door. And it's like, hey, look, I wrote my review of the episode, or I shot my review of the episode, I uploaded it on YouTube. Go check it out, and by the way, go to my Patreon account so I can keep doing this. That's a good thing to do because it shows you're passionate. But as a reviewer, you're being absolutely sloppy and not very good. And I say that because I have made the same mistake as well.
Oh.
In 2012, I started doing episode reviews basically as the episode came out. Like, if the episode came on Saturday, my review was out on Sunday. Like, always. I even made the review before Equestria Daily did their episode follow-up. And in order to get people looking at it, I linked the article and the review where I wrote it on the first comment of the episode follow-up. And more than once, I actually got the comment deleted because, of course, oh my God, who the hell do you think you are? And they are absolutely right. But I wasn't right on my way of acting. Not because I was linking it on Equestria Daily, but because I didn't let the episode simmer. I didn't let the episode settle down on me and grew on me. Like, if you go back on my reviews and check what I thought of Putting Your Hoof Down, I was giving that episode a very positive, very glowing review, saying that I will have no problem on watching it again. While right now, I actually find the episode unwatchable. However, with the Super Speed Insiders Crazy 6000, I will trash and criticize the episode to no end, saying that I didn't like it, and now I very much enjoy that episode. So, yeah, it's like first impressions, all that, but you cannot consider that a review. You can consider that first impressions, and I have seen a couple of guys doing that, calling it first impressions or film impressions, whatever it's called. So you have to be very careful. You have to give the episode a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks to settle down on you. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't understand why people are so bold as to go to Amy Keaton Rogers and call her out on writing Pinkie Pie out of character and regressing Fluttershy back to her meek, very shy state of, oh my God, I'm so scared I'm performing in front of an audience. Because I watched an interview with Amy Keaton Rogers and she said exactly what I said last week, that singing is completely different from acting or creating a tornado. It's like there is a lot more to be worried about when you're singing in front of an audience. Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful with that. You cannot I know it's very easy to let your emotions take control of yourself, but when those emotions hurt others or hurt you, that is not good. So you have to be careful with that. I'm not saying you have to stop it. Just saying you have to put a leash on it and be careful, because you're going to end up looking like an absolute idiot. It's like, it doesn't matter if you try to delete the tweet that you posted or the attack message that you uploaded, because this is the internet. People are going to screen capture it, put it on their Piburu, and they're going to call you out on your stupidity.
I can understand. Reviewing an episode, now I know, well, actually previously I do know, that reviewing an episode is not easy. It takes a lot of talent in reviewing an episode, and it takes a lot of vocabulary to review an episode. And also, with any episode, you need to let it age like fine wine.
So yeah, you do have to be talented, and you have to work hard to develop this talent. No one is born with perfect reviewing skills. No one is born with skills of nothing unless you are Leonardo da Vinci. So you have to work hard and you have to get help from others. And that is one of the subjects that are dealt with in this week's episode.
I see. Nice segue.
Thank you.
So anyway, James, what's this episode about?
So this week's episode is Twilight Time. Episode 15 of Season 4. Episode 80 overall. Written by Dave Polsky. And storyboarded by Sabrina Alberghetti and Johnny Castucciano. So this is one of the... Actually, no, the first Cutie Crusader centric episode of the season. And no, it's not purely Cutie Crusader center, because Flight to the Finish was more focused around Scootaloo. This episode deals more with the CMC as a group.
Okay, but honestly, from my point of view, when I was looking at it, it was more to Sweetie Belle.
Sweetie Belle has a lot of protagonism in the episode, but all of them have good scenes, good moments, and just about the same amount of screen time. Because, if you think about it, they are never alone in the scene. They are always, the three of them are always together.
Yeah, true.
Depending on what they are doing on the scene or not, definitely is a CMC-centric episode, with them being in the spotlight at all times. So, Norman, what did you think of it?
Okay, when I first watched this, I was a bit distracted for a few reasons. The first reason was I was at a hotel with a few friends. I was there because I wanted to host the MBS show second year anniversary party. And yeah, I was there just for a place to stay. But anyway, I was there. There was a few friends there. They were playing D&D, and my internet was crapping out. And yeah, let's just say that I was distracted.
We can say that your first impression of the episode wasn't really that good.
I would say it was not that good. I would say it was okay. It was just okay. But after watching it again, I found it entertaining. Yeah,
so you're saying that if you had written the episode review right after watching it, it wouldn't have been so glowing and positive as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's not fair, but if I were to do that, yeah, it's not fair.
This episode is literally about nothing. We have had episodes about basically nothing during the entire show. We had episodes where literally nothing happens and nothing gets resolved. But this is probably the very first one that it's clear from the get-go, in that the episode starts, the episode ends, stuff happens in the middle, and that's it. However, that's not a bad thing. This is probably the most normal, relaxed, uneventful episode of the entire season, if not the entire series.
Well, yeah, I would say that if you're talking about normal day in Ponyville, this is normal.
It's basically the most grounded in reality, nothing happening, no earth-shattering event, no conflict, no horrible thing that has to be stopped before it's too late. It's all just a normal and eventful episode, and that is both its biggest weakness and also its biggest strength, because it makes it more relatable. It's easier to connect with this episode than with some other episodes of the show, but it also leaves you thinking, man, they could have done so many other things with this. When the highlight of the episode is Twilight Sparkle stuffing her face with burgers, you know the episode is very, very, very
basic.
Very basic. Yeah, very basic. Like, I wouldn't say it's not a bad episode, it's not bad, but man, they could have done so much with the setting.
True that. I believe that they could have done more with the lesson, but in the time that they have, and also with the lesson that need to be told, I believe that they did the best that they could do.
So now we're going to review the entire episode, and for that we're going to just go head deep into spoilers. So if you guys haven't watched the episode, well, first of all, what are you doing watching a review of it? Go watch the episode, please, and then come back to this point. We're going to stop now. We're going to give you 5 seconds heads, and then we're going to continue.
Indeed. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the episode, because I am going to retell it to you guys.
So now I'm going to give the lead to my good friend Norman, because he told me that he wants to start reviewing the episode this week.
Kind of, because you told me that I need to pick up some slack.
You're very. You know what? It's only fair. It's only fair. I've been like taking over the episode reviews from the very beginning. Basically, you need to get some of the spotlight.
Well,
It's going to turn into the James Corck show on Friends. It's not fair.
Technically, I don't really mind, but you know what? There's something new for everything, and you know what? It's the new skill that I need to learn. See, there's a theme in this episode.
There is something happening, but it's not huge. But go on, man. Go for it.
All right. Anyway, we start off with the episode with the CMCs trying to learn new skills. Sweetie Belle trying to learn magic, Scootaloo trying to learn mechanics, and Apple Bloom trying to learn potion making. I just find it funny that Apple Bloom's talent or skill is potion making because she could hang out with Sakura a bit more.
Yeah, that is true. It's kind of funny how in the first season of the TV show, they make a huge emphasis that Apple Bloom is savvy with I'm not sure mechanics, but she is artistic oriented. Like she knows the combination of colors, she knows the how to use tools and all that. So in a few regards, I thought she was going to be like artistic oriented or like restoration oriented, like how she fixed the Cutie Mark Crusaders house. Yeah, with just a few tools and a couple of paintbrushes. That was great. But after she has been hanging out with Sakura so much, it does make sense that she might be good with doing potions that make plants grow 10 times faster than usual and make them come to life.
True that. And also with Apple Bloom, I think her talent would be she's good with her hands or hooves. She can do almost anything with them.
Yeah, that's one thing she does. Or her mouth. But this is sounding really wrong. But no, it's like that's the bane of being an earth pony. You have to take everything with your mouth or with your hooves. Usually your hooves don't work because how do you grip things without fingers?
Yeah, indeed. But anyway, after the intro, we see that Diamond Tiara is calling for everyone's attention and promising a show of acrobatics for them. Unfortunately, she's tired and asks her butler to do it instead. Once done, she takes all the credit for it. Yay!
But that butler is so dignified and so like, oh yeah, I'm still going to hold my dignity. It's like, you poor man. I feel so sorry for that guy.
The paycheck's enough to cover it. But honestly speaking, right, dude, you're almost as old as Granny Smith, and wow, your skills, oof, they only rival to Alfred. That's all I can say.
Does that mean that Diamond Tiara is Batman?
Oh, no. She's not.
No, I get it. She's not Batman. Filthy Rich is Batman.
Oh, God. I don't know what to say.
But canon accepted.
Oh, God. Anyway, Apple Bloom points out it's unfair that she's taking all the credit, and Scootaloo says that she's not putting any effort in her skill like they are with Twilight. Sweetie Belle states that if they get good at what Twilight's teaching them, they could be the big shots at school. And cue imagination montage.
This TV show is getting muddled with so many Family Guy style cutaways. That's fine. But this is like, what, the third one we have seen this season? It's kind of like, I'm not complaining, but man, we like the imagination montages, don't we?
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's funny.
And Diamond Tiara being the little bitch that she is. And don't censor that, Norman. I know that you are going to, because I'm going to listen to this. She leads the CMCs into another insult. And Sweetie Belle, tired of getting them, she just calls out Diamond Tiara, saying, oh yeah, well, I don't need to hang out with celebrities. Me and my friends hang out with Princess Twilight all the time. And then Diamond Tiara is like, wait a minute, we have a celebrity in town?
You didn't know that, did you?
Well, you think about that. I haven't heard anyone complain about it, and that's because you'll never know who lives next to your house. You'll never know if they are a famous person or not.
Well, the word that Diamond Tiara gave the CMCs was, yeah, I've seen her around, but I didn't know she was, that whole thing.
Yeah, she didn't know that she was living in Ponyville. I speak from personal experience, but for the longest time, when I was living in Madrid, I was living right next to the house of quite a famous radio celebrity in my country, and I had no idea. I didn't know of it whatsoever. And one day I was going to the shops, and I met up with this guy, and I was like, oh wow, look at that. Wait, he lives right there? Oh, cool, I live next to a celebrity. And that was like, I don't know, 3-4 years of living in that place. So for me, it's completely believable that Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon don't know that Twilight lives in Ponyville. So, of course, they go to the library, and they are like two absolute fangirls. And all of this in the hopes of making the CMCs more popular. Because that's what Sweetie convinces their friends to do.
Oh, yeah. Popularity.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so they're going to use the popularity of hanging out with Twilight Sparkle and all that to boost their own. And it kind of works, actually.
True.
Because the next morning, even though they see them failing at their own, their lesson, the Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon bring every other filly and colt in the school, and they are like, hey, we want to do Twilight time with you. And I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, because you're so cool and awesome and popular. And I'm like, oh, God. And Sweetie reassures them saying, relax, I got this. And she doesn't have this at all.
Let's just say it escalated quickly.
And, of course, in the next thing, we have the CMCs who are basically loopholing the entire school. Because, it's like, okay, we are going to invite you to Twilight time, but it's not Twilight time. So they go to the hamburger palace. It doesn't have a name, doesn't it?
I think it's Hayburger Joint.
Hayburger Joint. Oh, no, okay. So they go to the Hayburger Joint, where they invited Twilight, and Diamond Tiara being an absolute bitch. She's a bitch, okay? I'm not going to change my word on it. She's a bitch. She invites basically all of the school.
Well, I won't say she invites them all. I think everyone tags along. But
have you seen the amount of fillies and colts that are in the scene? There are not enough seats on Chiri's school for them. That's the entire school.
Yeah, everyone tags along. James Corck has a fetish for princesses.
She does.
And once inside, we can see that Twilight is enjoying her burger, and she has really bad table manners. Twilight tells the CMC how honored she is in helping them develop new skills, and it reminds her of how she was when they're their age. And Twilight, what happened?
Twilight became... See, I like that. The term Twilight slob has been coined in the fandom, because Twilight's kind of like a slob in this part. But there is something really weird in this scene. Mm-hmm. It's a really weird scene in and on itself, but it's so satisfying.
Oh yeah, that is true.
It's like, it feels so good to see Twilight Sparkle stuff her face. No table manners whatsoever, just nom. And I am like, that is really awesome. It's like she's having none of this alicorn protocol BS. She's like, no, give me the burger. She reminded me of Hilary Swank when she won the Oscar for Best Actress in a Leading Role for $1 Million Baby. Mm-hmm. The first thing that Hilary Swank did after winning the Oscar, she went to a hamburger joint with her husband. And you could see, there are pictures of her eating a hamburger while wearing her beautiful Oscar dress and the Academy Award sitting on the table, and she's just eating a hamburger. And I'm like, that is awesome.
Is awesome. Seriously, that is awesome.
Celebrities do that. Like, when you have the annoying paparazzis following after them, and you have stupid, horrible people like TMC ripping on them. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they are just being normal. And I am like, that is such a good scene for Twilight. It's like, she's a princess. Yeah, she has wings. Yeah, she's kind of important. But look at how normal she is. Oh. She's eating a hamburger like any of us will eat it. Like, you have your cheeks full of ketchup. Mm-hmm. And you are like, oh my God, I love this hamburger. I want to give it nom, 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 nom. Yeah. And you are like, yes, that's cool.
True. And she's not eating one. She's eating, I think, about 3 because she finished the first one and taking up another 2 later on.
Yeah, she has like 5 or 6 hamburgers on there, and I'm like, wow, she's really non-stop in eating.
Well, James, she is a growing pony.
You know what? I have a headcanon for this.
Okay.
And by the way, now that we're on it, my take on headcanons is for just pure fun. I don't take them seriously. Mm-hmm. But the way I see this is that alicorns being so magical and being so... they have to power their wings and their flying and all that. They have to keep strength. Mm-hmm. They have to consume a lot of calories to then burn them through their magic and through their physical tasks and all that. Mm-hmm. If you remember, we have pictures of Princess Celestia eating cake like there is no tomorrow. And in the MLP comics done by IDW, we have seen Princess Luna stuff her face full of cherry pie.
She doesn't mind going down and dirty.
So, to be honest, I think that the protocol of eating for princesses is way more lean than the protocol for Earth, Unicorn, and Pegasus ponies.
Yeah, they're alicorns. They can do anything they want. And a fun fact, someone pointed this out to me. There's a scene in where Twilight was eating. There's a Earth pony at the back, and someone said that Earth pony looks like my OC. And wow, I didn't notice that.
We'll leave that to judge by the fans.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. I have to check it out too.
Yeah, do comment and like if you say it's agree. Yay!
Also, just quick piece of trivia here: the moment where Twilight takes the hamburger and she wipes her face with it. That is based on something that really happened.
What? Really? Okay,
tell me. Because this was said by Big Jim Miller on his Twitter. And Sabrina Alberghetti, who storyboarded this episode, and Big Jim Miller, they were talking about it. And apparently, they were, both of them, and actually the entire crew, they were eating hamburgers one day, and Sipsy had her face full of ketchup. So instead of taking wipes, she took another hamburger, she wiped her face with it, and she kept on eating.
Oh, God.
Oh, I killed Norman.
So you're telling me that this was based on a real event that was done by Sipsy?
Yes.
Oh, God.
You know what? Funny enough, it adds to the normality and how regular and down to earth this episode feels. It's just, it doesn't stop. This scene is so good. We could spend the entire day talking about it, but we have to move on.
Yeah, true. It's just good. So let's move on.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It is really good. But then they came out of the hamburger joint and they have a bunch of ponies looking at them like the birds in the Alfred Hitchcock movies. Like, it's terrifying. They are all looking at her with their eyes like, oh my God, it's Princess Twilight. And then Twilight is fairly happy that they are there to check her out. And she's like... oh, if it hadn't been for the CMCs, I wouldn't be here. And the kids are like, wait a minute, you go to places based on what they think it's popular? Oh my God, you're so important. And they became like super ultra celebrities for the entire school. They get invited to Diamond Tiara's house. And right when they are about to leave, they tell the others that they cannot come to Twilight Time. Which turns all of the other ponies into zombies, and they start chasing after them.
Oh, boy.
And they chase them back to the library, where Twilight, they are worried Twilight might be upset because there is a bunch of ponies there. But Twilight is very happy because she thinks she's going to have like 30 plus students to teach them. And meanwhile, Shirley is looking for a new job because Twilight become the new teacher of the town. But then she quickly finds out that the school ponies, they don't want to learn new things. They just want to be popular and have people have other ponies do favors for them. Yeah. So Twilight calls out the Cutie Crusaders on this, saying that, so you came to Twilight Time just because you want to be popular. And they're like, no. We really want to learn new things, and we're going to prove them by miserably failing at them in front of everybody. Yeah, because they are like, no, wait, we're going to prove that we can do these things that you were teaching us, and they don't. They fail at it like there is, oh God, mercilessly failing.
Yeah.
So Twilight kicks the rest of the school ponies out of her house, and here comes a very interesting scene. Because right after all of the school ponies leave, the CMCs are left along with Twilight. And you expect that you expect Twilight will be the one saying, you haven't done the right thing. You were just here for the popularity. I want you to get out. Now, in this case, is the Cutie Mark Crusaders the ones that they are scolding themselves. They are like, we didn't learn anything. We were just doing this for the popularity. We're very sorry, Twilight. Thank you for your time. We are not going to bother you again. And they do this while showing that they actually are, in fact, getting better at what they are doing. Like Treatable takes, levitates the little flower that Apple Bloom managed to make grow with her potions, and Scootaloo manages to fix a scooter that she messed up before.
It was really subtle. Like, even Twilight didn't really notice it until it's done and they were leaving. And Twilight, touched by their sincerity, she forgave them and gave them a chance. And, well, to me, that's really big of her, because as an adult, you have the power to say a lot of things. And even in Twilight's case, as an Alarcon princess, the power is even more greater.
She has been in the same situation that the CMCs have been before. And she has proved to be right about what she was doing. Like, basically what the CMCs are doing here is admitting the mistake, which is something that she didn't admit in the Canterlot Wedding episodes. So I'm pretty sure that Twilight sees their mistake, the error of their ways, the way she erred in the past. So yeah, it shows not only growth for the CMCs, but also growth for Twilight herself.
And at the end, she also allowed them to write in her journal, like her sisters and, well, the rest of the main six. Which is really interesting. And I think this could start off a whole new section of how things will be run from now on.
Well, the CMCs were known for sending friendship reports as well. Apple Bloom sent one in the Cutie Pox. And so did Treatable in Sisterhood Social. So it's not something that hasn't happened before.
Oh, true. But it's more to journal versus friendship letter reports, because in journal you can write whatever you want, and to me it's an interesting thing for Twilight to have done.
Well, you have to write whatever you want, but when it's not your journal, you really need to be careful what you write.
Yeah, and also it shows a huge deal of trust on Twilight's part to allow someone of a young age to write in it.
Yeah, but then again, she is starting to see the CMCs as more mature, and they are getting older. If you notice, Treatable barely squeaks in this episode.
I thought she squeaks a lot.
Yeah, she squeaks, but she squeaks a couple of times. When the episode started, she had like 10 minutes without a single squeak, and I was really confused. I was like, oh my God, Treatable, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? You are not squeaking. Treatable, what's happening to you? You're getting older. Oh my God, you're growing up. Oh wait, no, there's the squeak. Oh, that's fine. Everything's right with the world now. But that's great. I'm like, oh my God, we have seen these characters grow up, get older, and the same way the voice actresses are getting older as well. And it's so like not only subtle, but it's also very touching. It's like when you see your best friend's children grow up, and you're like, oh wow, look at that, they're getting older, and so am I.
You don't need to go that far, James, because you could just see a cousin's child or a sister or brother's kid growing older. I mean, that's already awesome. From
my personal perspective, so far I haven't had any of that happening to me. I just seen,
friends.
Yeah, friends.
Right. With me, it's my sister. Yeah, but I do understand what you mean, James, and I do understand what you mean. And the effect is still the same. Like, oh, how old is he now? Oh, he's just 1 year old. Wow, he's grown big. Wow, that's awesome.
So that's the episode. The Cutie Mark Crusaders keep on studying with Twilight. They are getting much better at their talents. They are making progress. And the episode ends with the CMCs getting out of the library, like they are literally escaping the paparazzis.
Oh boy, this episode was a good one. Me watching it again without any distraction, this was a good one. Seriously,
I keep saying this episode is literally about nothing. There is a lot of things happening, but when you think about it, it takes a lot of effort to take a really small step. this episode is definitely worth your time, and it's one of the best Cutie Crusader episodes, next to Sleepless in Ponyville and the Ponyville Confidential, in that
True.
it keeps itself focused on what's important, and it has two really good, really awesome scenes, and the rhythm is also great. Like, it's very well paced, the conflict is very well established, it plays it very safe. It's very good, but at the same time, it's also kind of underwhelming because you are like, oh my god, this episode doesn't take any risks.
Well, I would say it did take risk, but not in the way that we think it should. They're taking risks in different ways than what we think they should.
Well, they are giving the CMCs a lot more development. That is true, but the way it's told, it's any plot of like secondary characters getting popular. They are getting a lot of attention, then they lose all the attention because they are getting called out. That's something that happened in the 80s a lot. Like, there is a scene that takes place in front of a lemonade stand.
No.
Like, that's something you will see in Dennis the Menace. That is not something that is super original. And that's the thing, is that this episode is very normal. This episode could happen right next to your house. There is no monster, there is no magic, there is a little bit of magic, but you know what I mean, is that this fantasy land is not used to its full potential in this episode, and it shouldn't be. It's a pure 100% slice of life episode, and those I find myself enjoying them very much. But I enjoy them very much because stuff happens in them. It's not as incredibly fun and out there as Hearts and Hooves Day or Read It and Weep. But it definitely has the same likability as Sleepless in Ponyville and Ponyville Confidential. I easily call it the best Cutie Crusaders episode of the season.
True. I do agree. This episode, I would say, it's a good Cutie Crusaders episode. And if you're a fan of the CMCs, watch this, because there's a lot of funny scenes in it, like Scootaloo posing, Twilight eating, the chase scene, technically chase, but the way that the CMCs arrive at the tree house tired while the others are just fine. I mean, there's a lot of cues in this episode that will entertain you.
The sign of a good episode is it always comes to the end where you have to sit down and say, okay, did I miss the rest of the main cast that was completely absent during the entire episode? Because with the exception of Twilight and the very, very brief cameo from Pinkie Pie, none of the main six are present. And to be honest with you, I didn't notice that until the episode was over. I was like, wait a minute, there was no Rarity in that episode. Huh.
There's no Best Pony in the episode.
There is no Fluttershy. Where was Applejack? What was Rainbow Dash doing? Where was she? I wasn't thinking any of that when watching the episode. This goes to show how well Dave Polsky writes. You may like him, you may not like him, but you have to agree with me when I say that Dave Polsky makes the ponies sound like real people. It's like in any of his episodes, they sound and they act like people. Like, he managed to give Cadence a very likable personality in games ponies play. He made the conflict between the main six in Rarity Takes Manhattan feel really organic and amped the friendship between them. And he even included fun discussions and fangirling in Daring Don't. So he is an expert on making conversations feel realistic and flow well, and this episode is a showcase of it.
Yeah, I do agree. This episode is not boring, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say not good. How do I put this? It's in between, like, take it or leave it. As for me, this is a good episode. As for others, if you can't stand the CMCs, this is not a good episode for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We have to say that, because if you don't like the Cutie Crusaders, just stay away from this episode. Don't say anything, just don't watch it, because you're not going to like it. This is Cutie Crusader Central.
Oh, yeah. I mean, except for the few scenes where Twilight and Spike was in, it was pretty cool. I do like Spike's interaction in this episode, even with the few that he had. Like the broom. The broom part was really funny because Sweetie Belle couldn't lift the broom and Spike just lifted it like it was nothing. And at the end where he made nachos...
The nachos part is what gets me.
Oh, yes. Look, but there's where I kind of figure out that, Katie Westsuck is awesome because her range. Like, the word she says, like, Oh, come on!
Oh, come on!
There was so much good. There was so much good in that line read.
So, final verdict. Good episode. It was a good episode. It's not on my top of the season, but it's definitely far away from the bottom. So far, I haven't hated a single episode this season.
Yeah, and as for me, I like this episode. This episode really, well, it touches me, and it really tells me that certain things can happen to certain people and stuff. And I do like this episode, and you guys should watch it.
You should definitely check it out. It's a good episode. Mm-hmm. It's a great Dave Polsky written episode. He has gotten so much better from his rocky beginnings in season 1. And he keeps showing that he's able to write the ponies like they are human beings.
Yeah. I think his writing has improved a lot in terms of character development.
Yeah, well, he has always been a very good character writer. I have never seen anything worth criticizing about the way he writes the characters. In fact, the total opposite. He's very good at writing them.
Mm-hmm. Even with Over the Barrel, for me, I think all the characters were awesome.
Yeah. So, okay, I think that's it for the week. We have kept you guys on and off.
True that. But anyway, James, what is next week's episode? Tease them.
And why do you have to be so evil? I don't okay, let's tease them. Next week's episode is It Ain't Easy Being Breezy's, episode 16 of season 4, episode 81 overall, written by Natasha Levinger. Now, this episode is going to bring back one element that we have never seen in Generation 4. It actually is an element from Generation 3 and 3.5. A type of pony known as the Breezes.
This is going to be interesting. I would say go to the bunker now and prepare for some stuff.
I'll say those who are fans of Generation 3 and Generation 3.5 are going to be hyped for this. Because there is people who do like those generations, and that's fine. We have more than once disregarded Generation 3 and Generation 3.5 as bad, like there is nothing salvageable in it. If you haven't watched Very Minty Christmas, go check it out. I'm actually giving it a recommendation because if you like the Equestria Girls, if you like that kind of comedy, A Very Minty Christmas has a very similar kind of comedy. So give it a watch. If you were open-minded enough to check out Friendship is Magic, you have to be open-minded enough to check A Very Minty Christmas. Also, go watch The Princess Promenade because it will prepare you for what's going to come on this next Saturday.
All right. I'll take that into heart. And also, just because something from the past is coming to the future doesn't mean you have to hate it. Just take it as what it is, a show.
All right. So, that's been for this week's episode review. I have been James Corck.
And I have been Norman Sanzo.
And I hope you guys are not too mad at us for derailing the show so much.
It was a good conversation, James. People like us talking, I hope.
I don't know what people see in me talking, but I'm just getting more surprised even more that people want to hear me speak. Like, I don't even have a good voice for speaking.
Yeah, James, I forgot to mention this. Last week we received an email and I forgot to read it on the show. So
Save it for next week. Next week.
Do remind me on this week's episode, okay?
Yeah, don't worry.
Alrighty then. We'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Goodbye, guys.